Hello friends and adventurers, and welcome back to Sally Cat Plays Exile 3, Ruined World. I've come back to the Anama Temple in Shader to pick up some more spells. Steven now has Cure All Poison, Curse All, Dispel Undead, and Firewalk. So the important ones. Also, I've run into someone that I didn't see the last time I was in Shader. In addition to Ahonar, there is Mina in the temple. You meet a woman with dark skin, long black hair, and an infectious grin. She wears an Anama ring and healer's robes. I am Mina of the Anama Church. Greetings to you. I'm a traveling healer. It's tiring work, but there's too much to do for me to stop. I move from city to city as people sicken. The worst was Bavner. Terrible mess. Don't know why, but that town has been hit by more disease than just about anyone. Terrible mess. Well, guess where we're going next. And of course we can buy healing from her. I heal one person and 2 more grow sick. I heal 2 and 4 become ill. She smiles sadly. It's frustrating work, but I do save lives. Seeing one child who would not live but for me fills me with all the energy I need. Good for you, Mina. Good for you. So now, eastward. With various roach squishing along the way. I've been doing little bits of exploring off-screen, and occasionally I do find something interesting. The stench tells you there's something interesting in the middle of this copse of trees. You search, and find a horrendous mountain of filth. Delightful. Trash, rotten food, dead forest creatures, all of them have been piled up here. Cockroaches the size of your hand swarm over the offal. This must be some sort of breeding ground. You don't see any roaches big enough to threaten you. You do, however, see what looks like a sword blade poking out of the muck. You pull a broadsword out of the muck and clean it off. It's still usable after being in that goo, a sure sign of its quality. You feel quite pleased with yourselves. As you walk away, however, you soon start to feel quite ill. Okay, don't like that. So we have a broadsword of unknown properties. Hope it's not cursed. Also, I have cure all poison. I don't have a spell that cures all disease yet. How annoying. Connie, why did you get hit harder? Excuse me, Garnet, I need this hand for gaming. Silly cat has been doing this every time I start recording a video lately. Oh boy, more roaches. Lovely bit of swamp here. And here is the town of Bavner. Webwood to the northwest. Interesting. A group of giant hissing roaches, unsatisfied with scavenging and munching on the local plant life, decides to hunt up some fresher meat. This means you. XP for everyone, and not enough gold to do anything with it. Right, I already looked at that sign. I'll just speed through exploring half the entire town, why don't I? Are you someone I can talk to? No, I cannot buy food from you. There are chickens around. Vorn's training. Discount for adventurers. A stolid, massive man is slouched behind the counter. He looks rather dull, but is surrounded by books on a wide variety of topics. I'm Vorn. I'm a teacher. I train adventurers. What adventurers come here anymore? I'm schooled in all the adventuring skills, from alchemy to priest spells, and everything in between. So if you want training, say so, and we'll go out back. Teaching adventurers is very difficult, due to the wide variety of skills I need to keep up on. Still, somehow, I manage. I just don't get much sleep. Hooray, I can do training! 66 gold worth of it. Yeah. I may just need to duck back out to the mainland to beat up some troglodytes and do some gold farming at some point. Oh, and that was long light, not unlock. Pfft. This house has been abandoned. The roaches have taken over. Cockroach droppings are everywhere, and a dried-up cockroach husk, over 2 feet long, not counting the antenna, lies on the bed. You open the top drawer of the dresser and interrupt several cockroaches who were in the process of getting intimate. The creatures had compressed themselves to a remarkable extent to fit themselves in the drawer. They're much bigger now. Jeff, why? Why you do this to me? Thank you, Sir Guard. Oh, you are a priest? You meet a young Anama priestess, more than happy to take a break from looking over the fields and picking weeds. I'm Sela. I look after things. I watch the crops, patrol the woods, that sort of thing. And let me tell you, I see some strange things. More interesting work than you could possibly imagine, she says wryly. We look for disease victims, giant spiders getting a little close, roach infestations, that sort of thing. She looks around to make sure nobody's listening in, then leans close to you. Actually, the last few patrols I've seen something very strange. There are intelligent spiders in the woods, and what's more, they're friendly. They come and talk to me, and I give them little bugs in return. They're kind of sweet. One might even say they're cute. I know what you're thinking, but I tell you there are intelligent spiders in the forest. They say they have a big lair somewhere, but haven't told me where. If you went and were nice to them, I'm sure they'd talk to you too. Yay! So kind of thought I saw Judith wandering around here. Not that I can do anything with her for a while until I get much more gold. Shrine of the Anama, Mother Lumis, Guardian. This shrine is kept immaculately clean and neat, a sort of defiance of the filth and disorder that prevails in so many other places on the Isle of Begale. You meet a woman wearing the robe and rings of the Anama Church. She has the air of not suffering fools gladly, and the authority of a born leader. I am Mother Lumis. Welcome to Bavner. I am the guardian of Bavner. A trying job, I am sure you realize, but the faith gives me strength. She rolls her eyes. One trial after another. As if the roaches weren't enough, I have to deal with Judith, and with Sela's ravings. She frowns. A carpetbagger. She's a healer who travels from town to town, healing for a hefty price. She's from some religion that values making money or amassing power or some such rot. I, as you can probably tell, despise her. If for some odd reason you actually want to meet her, she comes through occasionally. As if everything else wasn't enough, she says there are spiders in the woods who come and speak with her. She's around town somewhere if you want to ask her about it. The Anama teaches self-reliance above all things. We should rely on our own strength, not the energy from realms we do not understand, and from the summoning of bizarre creatures. I have thought much on my beliefs. Would you like me to share them with you? Lumis says, We of the Anama find that while magic can be a useful skill under some circumstances, magic is not necessary to live one's life. One can work, live, and be happy without magical spells. Don't you agree? One can often be more happy throwing fireballs, but yes, one can be happy without magic. Okay, after what Mina said about the illness in Bavner, I thought the town would be a little more interesting. We saw more evidence of that up in Hector, actually. So yes. There be spiders somewhere in the island, and I believe we could find them in the webwood. But I'm not done exploring the borders of it yet. Soon enough. Soon enough. Bavner to the southwest, Fenris Port north, and Kneece Ferry in Kuper. I will come back to Kuper in just a second. Hooray! I've completed exploring the edges of the island. Now to laboriously work on filling in all the dark spots on the map. Not sure how much of that's going to be on screen. Well, this is a grisly sight. Several enormous cockroaches, each a full 8 feet long, at least, have brought down a bear and are hungrily devouring it. Scare them off? You pull out your blades and approach the roaches, expecting them to be slow and bloated on meat. Unfortunately, not only are they quite alert, they're very fast on their feet for their huge size. Hissing loudly, they attack. Pretty standard roach fight, except I got more diseased than usual. That's what I get for engaging in melee combat instead of just fireballing everything. Hello? The ground between you and the hut ahead is covered with small white piles of powder. Dead roaches of all sizes testify to the effectiveness of this roach poison. Someone at the hut ahead cries, "Come on up! Been a while since I've had visitors!" Approach. The old man at the hut walks up to you and looks at your hands. Satisfied, he says, "Good. I was afraid you might be the Anama. I came here to get away from them. My name is Vanvor, and I am a mage, and I'm not ashamed of it too. I'm a scroll scribe, and of no small renown, let me tell you. Want to see my wares?" Ooh, Scroll of Firestorm. That could be fun. Also scrolls of Charm, Magic Resistance, and Kill. Pretty powerful stuff. Unfortunately, I am broke. I forgot that guy was there. Okay, enough random exploring for now. Let's explore Kuper. Wait, that guard is standing on a tree. Okay. And as per usual, we've got the standard Anama barracks. Which, yes, I do have to poke my nose into every time. Because I am allergic to unfinished maps or something. She didn't have one of the usual townsperson's graphics. And let me guess, none of you want to talk to me either. These small towns are so boring. And half of town appears to be just forest with some fields beyond it. Why wouldn't you put the fields on the town side of the forest? I don't know. Shrine of the Anama. All questing souls welcome. You meet a priestess of the Anama Church. She seems quite friendly, perfectly willing to take a break from her work to speak with you. I am Mother Melamed. How may I help you? She smiles. Oh, I just sort of guide things here. We haven't had as much trouble from the roaches as other towns, so we just try to keep things safe and simple. I'm not sure why we've been hit with so many fewer roaches. She smiles, dimples showing. Just blessed, I guess. Possibly some features of geography. Things are never simple, of course. There is Kneece across the way, making everyone nervous. She looks at you meaningfully. Also, some of our guards have heard there are exiles around, and are very jumpy. Some of them served in the war with Exile, and the wound runs deep. I'd avoid them if I were you. Thank you for that. Olga runs a ferry across to that monster-infested ruin. Heavens only know why people go, but they do. You can find her by the docks. She pats the altar. It's not difficult to figure out the path to take, with the Anama faith to help light the way. Yes, this town, like most towns on this island, is shepherded by an Anama priest. It's a beautiful religion. Would you like to hear some of my interpretations of its philosophy? Melamed says, My brother served in the war with Exile. He used fireball spells to burn many exiles and their villages, before the Vanitize magic slew him. What 1,000 swords could not do, magical plagues and firestorms brought about. The use of magic generally guarantees more death and devastation in any conflict. Don't you agree? That's an interesting question. Magic certainly can lead to a lot of death and devastation. But what if we went with the atom bomb argument and said nuclear deterrents lead to less death overall? Anyway, I'm going to say yes. You get a message of the Anama member being slightly disapproving or disappointed if you answer in the negative. And here's one of those jumpy guards we've been told about. You meet an Empire soldier. He has a nasty scar running down the side of his face, which he fingers as he watches you. I'm Captain Zog. His voice drips with contempt. Oh, don't act so clever, he spits. You think you're so smart wandering around like that. Well, everyone knows about you. Everyone acts how it's so great you're around. You guys flouted the Empire, and we can too. Well, they don't know. They didn't get wounded in that pit. He points at his scar. His voice becomes a hiss. I lost friends to all of you. One of your spells scarred me for life. There'll never be peace between the Empire and Exile. As long as I'm around, there'll always be a little bit of war. Okay, and he's not attacking us. I don't think I'm going to talk to him anymore. I could swear that somewhere in this game is an Empire soldier who fought in the war with Exile, and if you ask about the wrong thing, he will go hostile and attack you. But clearly, I don't remember exactly where he is, or if that's even a thing in this game. A stocky woman stands by the docks, looking you over. She seems pleased to have potential customers. I am Olga. I run a ferry over to Kneece. The tickets are only 30 gold. Expensive, I know, but the journey is tricky. Kneece is an old ruined town, surrounded by jagged rocks. I don't know if anyone lives there or what. All I know is that people pay enough to go over that just selling a few rides there makes some good money. Hmm. 30 gold is a little expensive, but I can, in fact, afford it. She takes your gold and gives you tickets. Go to the end of the middle dock, and I'll take you over. Can do. As promised, Olga's rickety fishing boat is docked here, ready to take you on a treacherous journey to the remote, ruined, no doubt monster-infested city of Kneece. Take the trip? Olga quickly and efficiently bundles you across the channel to the ruined town of Kneece. She says, I keep an eye on the city. When you want to ride back, go to the end of the middle Kneece dock and wait. I'll be along. And here we are in Kneece. Clearly a town that has seen some better days. Kneece is on its own on this little island here. Rather heavily forested island. You reach the northeastern tip of the island and find a bright, sunny, light copse of trees. Strange, though. When you enter, you notice that you can hear no animal noises at all. No birds, no animals. The overall effect is quite creepy. Huh. Well, if there is something here, it is something that we have not unlocked the ability to discover yet. How do I get back? Oh, they did say it was monster-infested. Lizards! It's been a hot minute since I've seen giant lizards, actually. It would have been so funny if Garnet had managed to punch a lizard to death. Oh no, they've learned how to work doors. What is that? I see lizards. A drake! That's an upgrade from a lizard! Okay, I was trying to hide from the drake, but apparently that's not happening anymore. Let's curse the giant magic using lizard. And let's slow the beast. Multiple times. Ugh. Oh, there's another lizard in the way. Okay, what else can I do to you? I could major haste everyone. Oh, I should scry, actually. I haven't done that yet. Drake has a high-level, pretty big pile of health, level 4 mage spells, and can breathe fire. Also is magic resistant and fire immune. Okay, can't go that way. Yikes! I thought I cursed you. Why am I not hitting? There we go, much better. I hit you for 20. What do you mean you're still standing? Hoo-ha! At last, loot. Rather heavy loot. That really is all the Garnet's carrying. Yeah. Haha! Okay, what else do we have that might be worth picking up? Crossbow, some bolts. Some throwing knives. Not so sure about helmet, boots, and shields. Spear's probably garbage. This place used to be McEnroe's Spellcraft. Oh no, more fire-breathing lizards. Gah. Yeah, I guess the fire lizards are immune to fire. Ag! Most of my party just took a huge pile of fire damage. Die already, will you? Ah, 37. That's what Ice Bolt is supposed to do. Yeah. I've been told that poison actually has a glitch of some sort in the weight counter. And that one was identified anyway. All sorts of different building types here. Oh boy, more giant lizards. Hi. Salamander, I haven't seen one of you since Exile 2. Before I start ice bolting that one in the face. 90 health, that's quite a bit. Immune to fire and creates firewalls. Exceedingly annoying. Ooh, that was a really good ice bolt. I'm going to need to take a rest soon. Even more gold! And some gems, and a helmet that might be worth something. If I can find someone with the inventory space for it. Almost didn't see that lizard in the grass and rubble. They're oddly well camouflaged. What I did see is a pile of gold on the bookshelf. Small pile of gold, but a pile nonetheless. Sometimes I do miss having the dark outlines around every monster and NPC sprite. And now for this very mysterious and large building in the center of town. Someone has erected a dark stone bunker in the middle of this ruin. The walls are about 30 feet high. You look down the passages to the north and east, and see lots of shadows and basalt rock. And magic barriers. Which fortunately I can walk through even if they do zap me. This open portcullis is blocked by a thin, shimmering energy field. It's delicate and translucent, and it looks like you could walk through easily. Do so? Nerves on edge, you pass through the barrier. It ripples and parts to let you through. Nothing bad happens. For now. You hear a gentle, soothing chime. A voice coming from midair says, "Your approach has been approved. Please proceed in safety." Well, that's a nice change of pace today. Purgatos, mage. And despite all the layers of security, the door is still locked. You reach the center of the bunker and find a small, cozy house, set up with crates of supplies. Someone could live out here, modestly, for some time. The scent of incense hangs in the air. Food, not yours. And robes. I'm doing well enough on the food front. I will need to refresh that eventually. You notice that the lizard wears a small chain around its neck and is staring at you. It surprises you by speaking. "I'm called Faithful. I'm a familiar." It speaks in a calm, patient, surprisingly hiss-free voice. "I'm a magical, long-lived, intelligent animal guardian to Purgatos. It takes up most of my time. The rest of the time, I have a hobby. I go out and chat with the other lizards." The other lizards that I have just brutally murdered. "This island has many, many giant lizards on it. I'm not sure why. It makes little sense. But they make good conversation." Uh-huh. Purgatos, my wise and all-powerful master. A withered old man watches you serenely. He sits with a pair of wands nearby, in case you cause trouble. He scratches his nose thoughtfully. "I am Purgatos. I live in seclusion. I am avoiding the tentacles of the Empire. The Empire's control is not something I can adjust to. Exile is too cold for me. This island will do, until the inevitable occurs. The Empire will come here someday and suffocate all free thought." He sighs. "But I know that hearing the complaints of an old man is not the reason you journeyed here. News of you precedes you everywhere you go. I can tell you about Kneece or the Anama if you wish, but I suspect you are most interested in the problem of cockroaches. The ruination of Kneece was their fault. I despise them. Avoid them if at all possible. By the way, they have a huge treasure in their temple somewhere. I hope someone steals it." He grins wickedly. "You didn't hear that from me." This city was a magical center before the Anama came to Begale, and suddenly our supply shipments started disappearing. The mages abandoned the place, and a bunch of giant lizards moved in. I'm the only person left here. The solitude suits me. I do a bit of scrying and ethereal wandering. I know how the monsters are created. There's a small difficulty, though. The cockroaches are being made in a huge underground factory, which creates filth for them to grow in and eat before they go out to cause havoc. The filth factory is hidden somewhere on the Isle of Begale. Herein lies the main difficulty. Recently, someone came to me. Don't ask for more details. I choose not to give them. This being told me that when you came, you should be helped. I have developed a device which I believe could destroy the factory. However, this would only be useful if the place was found. If you found it, I would make the device a gift to you. Purgatos asks you where the filth factory is. You haven't the foggiest idea. He says, when you find out, return, and the device is yours. Well, that's tantalizing. We potentially have a way of destroying the filth factory, once we figure out where it is. There is a fair bit more island to explore, and I shall do so in the next episode. Have a good one, everybody.